calling on his chamber to pass that stopgap bill. So are we almost out of the woods? Congressman Devin Nunes is a California Republican who sits on the powerful Ways and Means Committee. Welcome, Congressman. Great to see you.
Good evening, Jerry.
Well, I'm going to ask you to comment on this in just a second, but first I want to show our viewers what's in the stopgap measure. It would cut $4 billion out of spending, government spending. It terminates funding for 8 programs, and that alone saves $1.24 billion. But make no mistake, the big cuts, 3/4 of the cuts are in earmarks: labor, health and human services, education, homeland security, energy and water. Total earmark savings, $2.7 billion. Congressman, to you, can this pass?
Well, John Boehner thinks it can. This is news to me, so you're breaking the news to me that Senator Reid actually finally came up with some position. Remember, the Republicans went and we finished the work of the Democrats last week, did a bill that went through September. They rejected it out of hand. We came up with this proposal. They basically rejected it until now. So, you know, look, no one wins if the government shuts down. Republicans don't want the government to shut down. But you know what, quite frankly, all the programs you just mentioned that are going to get cut, I don't even know what those do. And I think if those programs go away, no one's going to even know if they went away. Well, because there's someone's earmarked somewhere that we didn't have anything to do with.
Well, there's some really obscure stuff here. Some programs in the Department of Education, election assistance grants that the president wanted, and this is something he's willing to cut here. So lots of obscure small programs that you might not have heard of. You said a lot of finger pointing, right? People are saying that the Republicans want to shut down the government. I want you to respond to something Chuck Schumer had to say, the senator from New York. He said there is the potential for a lot of overlap in what the GOP and Dems want to do to cut spending, but they are threatening to force a shutdown if they don't get everything they want. That is reckless and irresponsible. Are you threatening a shutdown, Congressman?
The Senate Democrats are for sure threatening to shut down. The Obama administration secretly, you know this, the talk behind the scenes in Washington, the Democrats are daring the Republicans, and they think they can get the newly elected Republicans that don't like government to begin with, like me, to just say, you know, out of hand, we'll shut the government down. That's what they're saying secretly and privately. That's what they're saying to their consultants. They're out doing polling on it, and they want to go to the brink. And what John Boehner has said is, look, we're trying to be the responsible one here. Let's put forth a 2-week measure to let the Senate try to get their act together. But I don't see, even if Harry Reid agrees with this for a 2-week term, this is going to go on and on and on, because at the end of the day, the Democrats don't want to cut any programs. They just want to grow government. And so it's going to be very hard to get them to swallow, ultimately, that we have to make real cuts to government, and we better do it soon, because it's becoming a national security concern in terms of our debt that continues to spiral out of control.
Well, I mean, to that point, look, you've got the Senate leader, the Senate Democratic leader, Harry Reid, saying, Democrats, vote for this bill. How is it not going to pass the Senate?
Well, it looks like now, I think, finally, maybe we've put them into a position where they have to do something. Like I said, we passed a full year funding of the government for a year. They refused that. Now we're giving them 2 weeks. And these are just earmarks, which they say that they're not for earmarks any longer. So it seems like for a 2-week time period, it seems fairly reasonable.
Well, we're going to, devil's in the details here. We're going to be watching this, and it'll be interesting to see if Harry Reid can corral everybody and if this thing actually passes. As you said, Republicans put forward another CR for the balance of the year that was rejected. So it'll be interesting to see what happens. Congressman, thanks for your help today.
All right, Jerry, thank you.